So this week I've been working on the differential for the S10. Like I mentioned in my previous video, I was going to go to some sort of positive traction and go ahead and do a rebuild on the rear end. And it turned out really good. I got it finished up last night. We had a few minor problems, but it wasn't nothing too big. I'll show you that right now. So what I started out with was a good 373 rear end that was actually in the truck when I bought it. I pulled everything out of the housing and cleaned the inside of the housing real good. The reason I had to tear this differential apart, the axle seals were leaking, and I could not get the differential apart to change the axle seals. Anybody that's messed with Chevrolet differentials at all recognizes the original center section. This bolt that holds the center pin in was actually broke off. You can see some of the bolts still in there. And I ended up drilling it out and breaking it out so I could reuse this differential. The gears were good in it. So I spent about an hour one afternoon getting that bolt broke and getting everything out of the case. That's why I had to tear everything out of it and clean it real good. So things I did do, I replaced the pinion yoke. The original yoke was, I think it was out of a newer truck, and it had that big like harmonic balancer looking thing on it, and I didn't like that, so I took it off and put the standard yoke that was on my S10 in it. We left the pinion bearings alone. We did not replace them. They were in good shape. I just cleaned them up and readjusted the preload on the pinion bearings. The center section is a Eaton trac. It's actually got like worm gears inside the differential, and it'll send more power to the wheel that's slipping, more power to the wheel with traction and more power to the wheel that's slipping. But it'll still work like an open differential, and it still pulls like a positive traction when you're, under heavy load. Replaced both carrier bearings. They weren't in bad shape, but you're not going to press them off without destroying them, really. We installed new axle bearings out here. One thing you need to watch about them, my Napa axle bearings, one of them pressed in fine, but the other one fell in. So what I did, I took some of this green bearing setting compound, and that stuff's permanent, but I put it on the end of the bearing, on the sides of the bearing, and slipped it in, and in 2 or 3 minutes, you won't man enough to pull the thing out of there. So that held all that together, and then I put new axle seals in it, and I'm fixing to put the new differential cover and fresh gear oil in it. But everything's spec'd out perfect on this differential as far as the backlash and everything. So I think this is good for several 100,000 miles. I'm probably going to keep the gear oil change regular in it. One thing I did read online is these Eaton trac differentials need conventional gear oil. They don't need a friction modifier, but they do need straight conventional 80-90 gear oil. Got a nice deep dish aluminum differential cover I'm going to put on it, and it should be really nice. I'm looking forward to having the extra, not really extra power, but the feel of more power with 373 gears compared to 342s. I always thought that truck was more of a truck when it had the 373s in it. It was just in a happy RPM range for the engine. So anyways, I just wanted to give a little update. The it turned out, the differential turned out good. I'm going to clean it up and paint it and go ahead and start swapping my brakes over, and at some point get all that stuff installed, so I'll have my S10 back on the road.